Hello, beautiful, and welcome to Asking for the Sale. So how do you ask for the sale in your coaching business? How do you ask for the sale if you're an attorney, an accountant, or any woman in business? I'm going to share 3 tips that support women coaches to ask for the sale. These are 3 tips that no one in high-ticket sales is talking about. And before I dive into these 3 tips, I want to talk about 3 aspects of high-ticket sales psychology that support us as women coaches to sell high-ticket coaching offers to anyone, anywhere, the fastest and clearest path to selling high-ticket coaching offers without waiting until you feel good enough, ready, or you learn the next new strategy. So let's dive in. First, we're going to start with the 5 insights about high-ticket sales psychology and then dive into the 3 tips that support you for how to ask for the sale. The first thing when it comes to selling high-ticket coaching offers or any kind of high-ticket sales, especially natural high-ticket sales without a sales script, is that women coaches especially don't want to feel sleazy, pushy, or slimy. They don't want to feel like they're manipulating their coaching client in the sale conversation. And here's the thing, high-end coaching clients do not want to be manipulated into buying things they don't want. No one wants to play the dirty game. And what I say to women coaches is, if you're feeling like you're doing something that's pushy, it means you're not. It just means be aware of who you're being right now in this conversation, which is coming from a place of service and coming from a place of love. The second insight when it comes to high-ticket sales is this. Assume that your client is self-led. Assume that she knows how to decide what is best for her. Assume that she's powerful enough to say yes or no to herself for the thing that she says she wants. You are not her first rodeo. When you're selling high-ticket coaching offers, your potential high-end coaching client has already hired other high-ticket experts to support her to do the thing. The reason why she's now in a conversation with you is because mostly none of those things have worked so far for her, or they haven't given her the outcome or results that she was expecting. So you are not her first rodeo. Assume that she's powerful and self-led and that you are not leaving anyone behind, because give people the benefit of the doubt to rise up and be who God says they are without you dragging them to their greatness. Number 3 is pre-qualification. The key to any sales, especially natural high-ticket sales, or asking for the sale, is pre-qualifying. I call it proper disqualification. When you properly disqualify in your pricing, your messaging, your positioning, your packaging, and in your natural high-ticket sales application, the only people who show up on that sales conversation are the people who are ready to say yes to themselves. So when you ask for the sale, it will always be a yes, unless you decide that person is not a great fit for the offer because it would not work for them. And you, in your integrity, let them know that. The 4th insight is this. Here's the 1st thing. High-end coaching clients are always going to say no to what they don't want, just like you would too. And high-end coaching clients are always going to say yes to the thing that they want. Always. So there's no need to go down the rabbit hole of mastering high-ticket sales objections or 10 new strategies. When you give people what they want, they say yes. That's just basic high-ticket sales psychology 101. And the 5th insight I want to share today is this. We need to know a high-end coaching client's buying experience. What makes buying fun for her? Because when we sell to people in the way they buy, it's always going to be a yes if the offer is the best fit for them. Now let's dive into those 3 tips that are going to support you starting now to sell $100,000 high-ticket coaching offers or any high-ticket coaching offer. Your way, the natural way, without scripts and without studying more strategies or money mindset or trying to shift some limiting beliefs. Just go and sell. Let's go. So here's the first one. Are you talking to the right person? If you sell an offer to the wrong person, it's going to be a no. What does that mean? It means, do you understand your high-end coaching client? Do you understand what she really wants? Do you understand why she wants it and what it means for her to have the thing? Do you understand what she's made it mean about herself to not have it right now? Whether it's the baby, the relationship, the husband, the marriage, the 100K month, whatever it is you're coaching on. Do you know what matters the most to her? When I ask my high-end coaching clients, my women coaches, women attorneys, and women accountants in the Prosperous Womb, I say, what matters most to your high-end coaching clients or your high-end accounting clients? And they say to me, oh, it's XYZ. And I said, have you asked them what matters the most to them? Because if you are selling what doesn't matter to them, if you are selling what's not important to them, when you ask for the sale, it's always going to be no, okay? If you ask for the sale, it's always going to be no. So understand what is important to her, not just most important, what matters the most, and why she wants it. That's the first tip that nobody shares about, because everybody wants to give you the next script or the 5 best questions to ask or the 10 best things to say in a sales conversation. That is irrelevant when you understand your client, have what she wants, and know how to give it to her. The second tip is this. If you want to sell naturally to your high-end coaching client, then you have to create trust. And there are different levels of trust. She has to feel safe enough to say no to you, okay? She's got to feel safe enough to say no to you. And she's also got to feel safe enough to trust you to guide her to make the best decision for her, because she's the expert on her. So how do we do that? We ask better questions, powerful questions. We actively listen deeply, so that we listen for the verbal conversations, the responses, and the non-verbal cues, so that we can see when she's saying a no but means a yes in answer to a question, not asking for the sale, so that we know when she's trying to hide, so we know when she feels embarrassed, so we know when her eyes don't quite match what she's saying. She's pulling back. Do we understand her enough for her to trust us? For her to trust us to say, this is the biggest challenge in my life. For her to be at her most vulnerable with us so we can get to the clarity of what she wants. When people talk about trust, they talk about building rapport. This goes beyond building rapport. It's feeling safe to say no, and it's feeling safe to trust you to guide her to the best decision for her, which means you got to drop the agenda of to make her buy. Because a lot of times you hear online, how do I make her buy? How do I get her to say yes? Drop that agenda. She can't trust you. The trust shows up when she's able to know that you're not going to tell her what to do, but you are going to guide her to the best decision for her, which looks like if this offer is not the best fit for her, you're going to be in integrity and say that to her so that you can refer her to someone else, which means you build a relationship with her that allows her to refer someone to you, collaborate with you, create a JV with you, or have another relationship that leads to sales down the road, okay? And part of that trust is knowing that she has a problem that she knows about that you can solve. Or she has a desire that she's willing to achieve right now, and you have the way to co-create that desire with her, okay? And the third tip is the most important one. And you won't find it anywhere. That's why I'm writing a book about it. My book is called Asking for the Sale. And it talks about natural high-ticket sales. And this is the third tip. The third tip is that we've been led to believe that asking for the sale starts in the sales conversation. But in my business, over the last 7 years, what I've learned is that asking for the sale starts when we midwife our gifts for the high-ticket coaching offer. That's the moment that we start to pre-qualify and properly disqualify, and that's the moment that we intentionally create a safe, clear, and fast path for a client to choose the offer for herself, for her to raise her hand and ask for the sale before you do, way before you get to the high-ticket sales conversation. What does that look like? How are you midwifing your gifts and co-creating that offer? What goes into the offer? Is this your highest level offer? You're not her first rodeo. Are you showing up with the highest level offer that's going to give her the greatest lifetime return on investment in her life, her relationship, her career, her business, whatever? Are you doing that? What about positioning? How are you positioned compared to everyone else in your niche or in the industry? And I'm not talking about brand position, that doesn't exist. I'm talking about position, which is the foundation of your coaching business. How you set up the offer, how you set up the results so that she sees you in a sea of other coaches and realizes that you are the lighthouse, and she comes back to you so you don't have to go on Google looking for how to find high-end coaching clients, where to look for high-end coaching clients. They're not Easter eggs. You're a lighthouse, and she comes to you because you attract her, because she recognizes the results of what she wants in your offer. So how are you positioned? What about your messaging? When you talk to her, does she clearly know that you are talking to her? You're in her head and she says, oh my God, how does she know that? She sees me, she hears me. I feel so seen and heard for the first time. It's like you're talking to me. It's like you're talking to me. It's like you're in my head. That offer is for me. My name is all over your coaching offer. What about pricing and packaging? Are you stuffing a $250,000 coaching offer into a $10K offer because somebody's associate coach on Instagram told you that's all you could sell? Your high-end coaching client can sniff that out and just go, oh, she's not talking to me because what I want is probably at least $300,000. And this right here is $30K, so it's not for me. If you are undervaluing your pricing and packaging, she cannot trust you with her biggest dream, because if you're sabotaging yourself, what leads her to believe you won't sabotage what she wants? So own your value and the value of the work God is doing through you. The next thing is marketing. Are you on a platform where she can see you? Or are you on Instagram because that's where everybody is? Or are you on this other social media platform because everybody is on there, the gurus are on there? Or are you where the one person who needs to see you can see you? Because with high-end coaching clients, you're playing a depth game and not a volume game. You're not here to print money. You're here to serve deeply at the highest level and get paid at your highest level, whatever that is for you. Now let's talk about sales. So I'm not talking about the sales conversation. I'm talking about the proper disqualification in the natural high-ticket sales application. My natural high-ticket sales application, I'm going to drop in the link below. It's like 90% of the industry's sales conversations. So I support my clients in the application form to disqualify themselves or pre-qualify themselves. When they get to the end of that application and they know the pricing, the packaging, they know what we do, they know what we're going to do together, they know what their challenges are, what their desires are, they're aware of it. And they come on there because they're 10 out of 10 for saying a yes to themselves. When they come onto the conversation, all they want from me is clarity. Clarity about the offer, clarity about the results, because I'm the expert in what I do and they're the expert in their lives, I'm the expert in the problem, I'm the expert in the challenge. But then if I create transformational insight that shifts their perspective about how they see the problem, the desire, the challenge, or the opportunity, then they know, yeah, price goes out the window at that point. So when you do that, the pre-qualification and the proper disqualification, the natural high-ticket sales conversation just becomes a clarity expose for them to see and for you to see if you're a great fit to work together, for you to see if this offer is really for her, because it might not be, and to present a solution or offer that is perfect for her, that you can co-create together, or to refer her to someone else so she sees you as a trusted partner. So natural high-ticket sales conversation, how to ask for the sale, is really to create a coaching business with offers, messaging, pricing, packaging, and positioning that supports your high-end coaching clients to raise their hands when you send the email, when you do the Facebook Live, when you go in the DMs. When you do that, they raise their hand to ask for the sale way before you do in the sales conversation. So drop in the comments below how this lands for you and what these tips are going to do for you in your coaching business. Do you use them now? Are you going to use them? And how do you think it's going to support you to sell your next high-ticket coaching offer?